Okay, recording ako. Okay, so usually guys, when we create a rig template, kumbaga, gumagawa lang tayo ng isang character na very bare. So kumbaga, yung mga ano niya, mga body parts niya, sobrang general. Okay? So from there, kung sakaling kailangan niyo ng more details. So for example, yung character niya merong t-shirt na may bulsa or let's say may tatak. Yung mga details na yon, i-supply natin as another layer. Okay? For example, yung character niyo may sombrero. Yung template natin walang sombrero. Idadagdag niyo na lang siya. Tapos ikakabit dun sa rig natin. Okay. So I'm going to start first with the head. So specifically, doon muna tayo mag-start sa mata. Kasi yun lang naman yung pinaka basic. So with the eyes, so we have the eyeball itself. Then we have the iris or compupil, is basically the same thing. And we have the eyebrow. Ayan siya. And so basically nangyayari lang dito guys, nile-layout ko lang muna or nilalatag ko lang muna lahat ng mga layers na gagawin ko section per section. Okay? So I have here the eyeball, the iris ako sa eyebrow. Next, after that, I'm going to combine them in one composite since magkasama naman sila. So I'm going to call this eye comp. Next, after the eye, lalagay tayo ng ilong. We have the nose and the mouth. Yan. So pag pinagsama natin yung mata, ilong sa kabibig, that would be your face, right? So facial features na siya. So, kakabit ko lang sa isang comp, pagsasama-samahin ko. I can now call this face comp. There you go. Okay? So ito na yung mga facial features natin. Next, let's try to create the head shape. So meron tayong head and then we have the jaw. So bakit kailangan may jaw? Kasi usually guys, kapag lumilipat ang character natin from front view going to let's say 3/4 or let's say profile, yung jaw niya usually nagpo-protrude ng konti yan just to maintain a good silhouette. So kung papansin niyo sa ibang character or kapag nag-drawing kayo, usually kapag very circular yung or very round yung shape ng head ng character sa front view, kapag umikot yan, medyo lumalabas yung sa may jaw, di ba? So to easily do that, mas magandang ipaghiwalay natin sila. Yan. Head, jaw. Gawa ka ng comp. This one right here would be my head comp. So dito sa head comp na to, ano pang kulang? Meron tayong ulo, meron tayong jaw, meron tayong eyes, nose, and mouth. What else? Okay. May eyebrow na tayo dito. Ito, nasa eye siya. So, we can put the hair here. Yan. Itong sa hair, guys, maglalagay lang muna ako ng placeholder dito. Kasi usually, when we do the hair, minsan, more often than not, maraming layers yan. Diba? Usually, each spike or each detail, hinihiwalay natin. So, minsan, kapag may bangs, hiwalay siya dun sa hair sa likod. Just to create the illusion na 3-dimensional siya. So, for this one, maglalagay muna ako isang layer, pero kayo lang gumawa in case na kailangan nyo. So, hair, comp. Sige. Galagdag na rin ako. Hair, hair tree. Okay, so aside from the hair, ano pang kailangan natin para mabuo yung ulo? Ears, that is correct. So, another composite, lalagay ko sa likod. Gawa tayo ng dalawang ear. Ear 01, saka ear 02. So if you're going to notice guys, I don't use left and right with the naming convention. Bakit hindi ako gumagamit ng left and right? Kasi into the animation, very common ang flipping. Okay, nag-flip tayo para hindi na natin kailangan yung gawin yung kabilang side. And when we do that, pag nag-flip tayo, the left side would no longer be a left side, magiging right siya. Tama ba? So medyo magiging nakakalito kapag left and right yung ginamit natin. So instead, we use numbers, 01 or 02, or minsan front and back. So yun yung usual na ginagawa namin. Ayan. So this would be the template for my head right now. So if you're going to notice, isa lang, one side pa lang nilagay kong mata. Kasi we can just, what you call this, clone it, tapos i-mirror lang sa other side. Just like what we did with Junior. Naalala ba yun? Gumamit tayo ng static transformation. Oh, it's basically the same idea. Okay, so we have now the head comp. Ito na yung para sa ulo. So after the head, baba tayo ng konti, we have the neck and the torso. Right? Okay. So gagawa ulit ako ng isa pang composite below the head comp. Ang next composite niya would be the upper body. Okay. So here, we have here the neck. We have the torso. Kabit natin. 1, 2. Okay, if you need a shoulder, pwede tayo maglagay dito. Kasi usually may mga rigs na sineseparate ng shoulder so that we can easily move it up and down. Kunwari nag-shrug siya. Okay, let's say hindi ko alam, di ba? Umaangat yung shoulder. So to easily do that, we can extract the shoulders as well. I can put this in the same composite as the torso. So I can place them into one comp. I'll call this torso comp. There you go. Okay. So dito sa torso comp na to, just in case na may bullseye yung t-shirt ng character nyo, dyan nyo siya ikakabit. Or let's say may attack yung t-shirt niya, dyan nyo rin siya ikakabit. Clear tayo done? Okay. Next, after the torso, what else do we need to complete the upper body? Arms, that is correct. So, since yung arm natin is composed of different layers, gagawa ko ng composite to contain it. Okay, so napapansin nyo, ang dami kong ginagawang composite. Bakit kailangan ng ganyan? Number 1, for grouping. Para alam natin kung sinong mga drawings yung magkakasama. And number 2, para mas madaling intindihin. Kasi, look at what will happen if I remove all the composite. Tapos isang comp lang ginamit ko. Right? Sobrang daming, although it's working, gagana yan. Pero, tracking-wise, it's very difficult to track. Kasi, if you're going to remember, sabi ko sa inyo, this composite right here, primarily, it controls the layering along the Z-depth. Siya yung nagko-control kung sinong nasa ibabaw, kung sinong nasa ilalim. Leftmost is always the topmost. So this way, kapag nakaayos yung composite, mas madali nating manatrack or man-layer a section per section. Get the idea? Okay. So sabi ng classmate nyo, we have here the arm. So arm comp. So just like what I did with the eyes, isang side lang yung kailangan kong i-build or ilagay sa template. Kasi, again, we can always clone it and mirror it using static transformation. Okay? Okay, so ano yung parts ng arms natin? Any suggestions? Huh? Elbow. Okay, we have the hand. What else? Fingers, no? Forearm. May shoulder na tayo. Isa pa. Upper arm, yeah. So ito yung tatlo yung usual na composition ng arm natin. We have the hand, we have the forearm, and we have the upper arm. So if you're going to notice, I did not include any fingers. Kasi for the fingers, we're just going to animate it traditionally. Okay, mas madaling i-animate ang hand ng nire-redraw. Okay? So we rarely rig the fingers unless sobrang laki ng kamay. For example, yung character ng ibon. Tapos yung feathers niya siya yung nagsisilbing fingers. Yon, pwedeng yun. Mas madaling i-animate yun kung naka-rig. Pero for human characters or humanoid characters na meron siyang regular hand, mas magandang i-redraw siya. Okay? Get the idea? Okay, so for example, meron kayong yung character nyo naka-t-shirt or naka-shirt in general, meron siyang sleeve. Yung sleeve na yon kinakabit din natin dito. Yan. Nandyan din siya. Nakasunod ba? Okay. Ayan. So with all these layers, makabuo na tayo ng isang upper body. Again, this is just a very basic template of the character. So kung kailangan nyo ng mas maraming layers, go ahead and create more layers and connect it to the existing system. Okay? Basta ang isipin nyo lang, saan ba siya dapat kasama? Okay? Next. So okay na ako sa upper body. Ngayon naman, dun tayo sa lower body. Sa lower body, ito yung pinaka-basic, pinaka-madali. Kasi konti lang siya. So sa lower body comp, nandyan yung hip or yung pelvis. So let's call it hip. And usually, naglalagay din tayo, o mas maganda maglagay ng layer for the crotch. Yeah. So I have the hip and the crotch. Okay? After nyan, what else? We have the thigh, we have the lower leg, and the foot. So for the foot, isang composite ulit yan. So we have the foot, we have the thigh, and we have the shin or lower leg. Pero tawagin ko lang sang shin. Yeah. So I'm going to call this leg comp. Okay? So ganyan kasimple yung composition ng lower body natin. So, let's say yung character nyo meron siyang zipper or let's say meron siyang bulsa sa pants niya. Dito natin siya kakabit, katabi ng hip saka ng crotch. Okay? So, in case naman yung let's say yung pants ng character, yung character nyo nakapantalon tapos hindi kita yung balat, the leg itself or the thigh itself. Ang mangyayari dyan, yung shin nyo and the thigh would basically be the pants. So, hindi nyo kailangang ilagay yung mga drawings inside it or yung mga parts inside those clothes kung hindi naman ipapakita. Okay? So, in production, kung hindi makikita, hindi natin kailangan pakialaman. Okay? Kasi hindi naman siya hahanapin ng audience. Got the idea? Okay. Any questions so far? All good? Yes?
How do we organize this better for using backdrop? Or like, paano ko maglagay ng backdrop to organize them better?
Yeah, sige. Don't worry, i-demonstrate ko right now. Sige. Pag i-combine ko lang muna sila, I now have the upper body comp, I now have the lower body comp. Pagkasamahin ko sa main comp natin. Yeah. So ito yung main composite natin. Yan. Okay. Next. Nakalatag na lahat ng mga layers na kakailangan natin to build a character. Ngayon naman, we are now going to build the controllers or the strings for the puppets. So that will be in the form of pegs, right? So if you're going to remember or to recall dun sa mga lecture natin, ang unang rule ko, each drawing should have their own pegs. Right? Kasi, each one of them should have the ability to be movable. Dapat lahat sila pwede nating i-animate. So, bakit ganon? Kasi, for example, nag-animate ka ng isang fight scene. Lumalaban ng character mo. Very choreographed yung scene na yun. Tapos, binalik sa'yo ng director mo, ang sabi, let's say, make the buttons bigger. Yung botones daw, palakihin kasi masyado maliit. So, kapag hindi tayo naglagay ng peg sa mga botones na yon, it's actually nearly impossible to not ruin the entire animation. Kasi kailangan natin pakialaman yung mga details na yon. Okay? So you have to remember, lahat ng mga drawings natin kailangan pwede silang i-animate individually. Maliwanag ba? Okay. Can you still remember the shortcut to create pegs individually? Control P ba? Control Shift P. Yan. Kasi when you press Control P, ang mangyayari lang dyan, all of them will be connected to one peg. So when you press Control Shift P, that would be 4 individual pegs. Yan. There we go. So from here, ang practice ko, gumagawa agad ako ng isang master peg to control everything. So I start from here. Got it? Para lahat sila automatic member ng isang buong system. Tapos from there, I start creating more master pegs. So usually, well, in my experience, kapag meron tayong isang composite dito, definitely there should always be a peg to control this entire thing. Kasi, for example, itong buhok, isang buhok siya. Dapat lahat yan, pwede natin siyang tanggalin ng sabay-sabay. Pwede natin siyang i-move ng sabay-sabay. So, what we can do is create a peg to control everything. Liwanag ba? So, I'm going to call this hair master hair master peg. Hair master dash P. There you go. Next, for the eye, same idea. Control P. Let's control the entire thing. Let's call this eye master peg. That's it. Ano ba? So dito naman sa kapag gumagawa kayo ng pegs, guys, or ng mga master pegs, all you need to remember, all you need to know is kung kailangan ba nilang gumalaw ng sabay. For example, the iris and the eyeball. May mga instances ba na pwede silang gumalaw ng sabay? Pwede ba yan? For example, umikot yung character mo. Hindi ba sabay yung iris sa eyeball? Sabay, di ba? So, kuha tayo ng peg. There. I'm going to call this eyeball master peg. Yan. Okay, so usually, ang best practice when we have symmetrical parts or parts na may mga kapartners. For example, left and right, up and down, front and back. Mas magandang meron tayong separate peg to control both at the same time. So, in our case, symmetrical yung eye natin, kailangan meron tayong separate peg to control both na magkasabay. Okay? So, magagawa lang ako ng peg on top of it, here. So, nakaabang lang siya. Kapag naano nyo na siya, na mirror nyo na siya, all you need to do is just to connect it here. So, this will be my eyes. Eyes dash P. Yeah. So, nakaabang lang yan. Kapag nag-ano kayo, kunwari, nag-mirror na ako. Pag na-mirror ko na, ikakabit ko lang siya dyan. Got idea? Okay. Next, after that, I'm going to create a peg to control all the facial features. So that will be my eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Itong face master peg na ito is very important. Kasi kapag umiikot ang character nyo, or let's say tumitingala siya or bumababa siya, kailangan yung mga facial features na yun sabay na gumagalaw. Okay? So this is the face master peg. After that, we can now build or create a pegs now for the head and the jaw. So itong head sa jaw na to, lagi naman silang sabay nagagalaw kasi technically isa lang sila. I can just connect the jaw directly to the head. Para kahit saan pumunta si head, lagi kasama yung jaw na, yung panga niya. As for the ear, same idea, symmetrical siya. Kailangan merong isang peg to control it. Okay. So what do you think should I do next? Any ideas? May master peg na ako for each segment. Ano pa yung kailangan kong idagdag dito? Anyone? Huh? No? No? We're talking about pegs. Anong peg pa yung kailangan kong ilagay?
Another master peg po para sa kanilang lahat.
What for? Para saan siya?
If igagalaw ng buo yung mukha kasama yung features na inside is
Okay, that is correct. Basically, it's the peg to control the entire head. Okay? So, peg. I will be connecting everything. So, hair, face, head, and ears. So, this will be called as the head master peg. There. So, this right here would be the layers for the head. Okay, so as you can see, meron tayong isang main composite for the head, meron tayong isang master peg for the entire thing. Got it? Okay, so sa question kanina kung paano maglagay ng backdrop, ganito lang. I'm just going to select the entire system. Yan. From the peg going to its composite. Select nyo yan. Tapos may makita kayong menu sa upper left corner. This one. Hanapin nyo lang si nodes. Then, insert pala. Tapos backdrop. Yan siya. So I'm going to call this head. We can also change the color. Yeah. Okay? Para mas organized tayo. So ang common na nagiging problem dito is how to delete it. Kasi if I select the backdrop itself, as you can see, nasa-select din yung mga nodes inside. Tama ba? So definitely if I delete it, madi-delete din pati yung mga layers. So ang gagawin nyo to first detach this backdrop, meron yung parang handle sa lower right corner. May marker naman yan. So usually we use this to resize the backdrop. So kapag na-resizable na siya, as you can see, detach siya dun sa mga nodes. That's the only time you can delete it. Maliwanag ba? Okay, continue tayo. Next, after the head, you always have to remember that we should be able to control the head and the neck. Okay? So kailangan merong option to move it at the same time. Okay? It's part of the body mechanics. So ulo, isasama ko yung leeg. Let's call this head neck. Now. There you go. Next, after that, let's try to work on the torso and the arms. Dito muna tayo sa sa torso. So for the torso, lalagay lang ako ng isang peg to control everything. Yeah. Let's call this torso master. There you go. And then, for the arm, it's basically the same thing. Gawa muna ako ng isang peg to control everything. Let's call this arm master peg. Okay, so with the arm, alin pa kaya dyan yung kailangan sabay gumalaw? Anyone? What do you think should move together? Sige, tama yun. Upper elbow sleeve. I can just connect the, we can connect it directly. Pwede yan. What else? Forearm and hand. So, ang common mistake dito ng mga bago nagre-rig, ang ginagawa nila, pinag-isama nila yung upper arm sa forearm. That is actually very wrong. Kasi, meron ba ditong kayang pagalawin yung buong kamay, yung arm nila tapos may iwan ng kamay? Wala, di ba? So, the hand will always be a child of the forearm. Okay? You always have to remember that. So, peg, forearm. So, I'm going to call this forearm master. So regarding the sleeve, you have the option to connect it directly to the upper arm or you can connect it directly to the arm master peg. Pwede rin yan. So either of the two, depende sa kung anong movement na kailangan nyo, acceptable siya. Pero ako personally, mas pinipili kong i-separate yung sleeve. Yan. Clear tayo dito? Okay. So, ano pa kayang body part yung merong similar na peg hierarchy such just like what we did with the arm? Saan pa natin pwedeng i-apply itong ganitong klaseng hierarchy? Sa legs, that is correct. So sa legs, gawa ko ng isang master peg for everything. Let's call it okay. Isip ulit tayo. Alin dito yung kailangan sabay gumalaw? Shin and foot, that is correct. So sa mga ganitong peg hierarchy guys, pag dalilito kayo, make your body as a reference. Pagalawin nyo, tignan, i-observe nyo kung sino yung doon yung magkasabay na gumagalaw. Gawin naman siya. There. Okay? Next, after that, gawa pa tayo ng mga master pegs. So, usually guys, in my experience, kapag gumagawa tayo ng character that is a bipedal, ibig sabihin dalawa yung paa, it is always very important to create master pegs for the upper body and the lower body. Ang common mistake kasi na ginagawa ng mga bagong riggers or ng mga bagong natuto pa lang mag-rig, ang ginagawa nila, ulo, tapos buong katawan. Right? So, bakit siya mali? Kasi, how can you do this move? Kasi nag-sit up siya. Di ba? So, kailangan, yung buong upper body natin contains the head, the torso, and the arms. Yung lower body naman, the hip, and the legs. Ganun lagi yung hati, sa gitna. Ang nangyayari kasi ng hati, dito. Got it? Okay. Pagsama-samahin natin. So, head, neck. I'm going to include the torso. Tapos, by the way, yung arms nga pala, same idea. Since symmetrical siya, maglalagay ako ng abang for the arms. Arms dash B. Ayan siya. So this will be my upper body. And then same idea with the lower body. Gawa tayo ng peg to control both legs. And a master peg to control everything. By the way, yung crotch, pwede nyo siyang i-connect directly sa hip. Yeah. This right here would be our character peg. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Isa-isahin ko lang, lalagyan ko ng mga mga backdrop. Again guys, for this template, kung sakaling hindi nyo kailangan layer, i-delete nyo lang. Pero pag dadagdagan nyo, magdagdag lang kayo, basta ikabit nyo sa peg, ikabit nyo sa composite. Yan. Ayan siya. So, I'm going to give you this template para kumbaga, at least meron na kayong kickstart to start your character. Okay. So, regarding the layers, guys, usually naman, ang common practice namin, para malaman natin if you need to extract the part or not, you have to remember, ang kailangan nyo lang i-analyze dyan kapag umiikot ng character. Okay? Isipin nyo, kapag umikot ng character, itong part na ba na to, kailangan lumipat ng ibang position o hindi? Kapag kailangan lumipat, extract it. Pag hindi, hindi kailangan. Got the idea? Yun ang pinaka-basic. Imagine your character turning. Again, pag iba na posisyon, kaya wala kayong choice, kahit linya man yan, kahit dumi man yan, kailangan nyo extract yung drawing na yan. Okay? Kasi in the long run, let's say, sabihin nyo, hindi naman kailangan yan, ano lang yan, minor detail lang yan. Pero kapag pinaikot na natin, or let's say, nag-turn na yung character nyo, ma-realize nyo, hala sana kahit in-extract ko na lang. Okay? Alam ko sa una nakakatamad siya. Pero in the long run, kapag nagko-continue na yung production nyo, mas nakakapagpabilis siya ng production. Liwanag ba?
Sorry, what do you mean by extract?
Extracting. Diba meron tayong isang buong character design. Right? Extracting means creating layers for each detail. For example, yung mata. Or let's say, yung ilong, yung bibig. Okay? Ayan. So here, kapag nagawa nyo na yung mga drawings nyo, don't forget, always set the pivot locations. Okay?